So the main thing is you got to figure out, like I said, what size tires you're running and what the wheelbase is that you're going to be running at. So this particular one here, I want to be able to run both the wheelbases, the short and the long. So you got to figure out the distance the body needs to be this way comparisons to the deck piece itself to get the right distance, so when you put them together it matches. I usually run the front axles kind of down this body line here. Run the front axle so it's just behind this point. Once you get that determined, that what your wheelbase is going to be, that kind of determines where it needs to fit in the body. I did this one just a little bit different as an experiment. So the body is actually behind the front body post. Typically what I do is I'll take and have the front body itself just a little bit behind the leading edge of the door. The doors also, you can put a little bit of a curve to them, you can put a little bit of an angle at them, or you can run them straight up and down. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't really change it a whole lot. It might take a little bit off the rear quarters, but it's, you know, it's kind of preference to the style of body that you want to run. The other thing is, when you're actually going through looking at the deck and you're doing the measurements and everything, like I said, everybody's always questioning me what this measurement is from the top of the door down to the bottom here, which is basically typically around 1 inch or just a little bit over. The thing is, the 1/16 of an inch makes a huge difference because this 1/32 scale can actually change the whole look of the car, which it's kind of hard to fathom that, but it's the fact of what it is. So I'll mark it at 1 inch down from here, and then I'll just leave a little extra on there. It's easier to cut more off if need be. We can't, I mean, we can add it back on there, but it's just easier to cut off a little bit more. So once I find that point, I'll take my pencil and whatever I can come up with and hold the body flat like this, and then, you know, this maybe have to be shimmed up. You know, I just got a piece of a lead stock here, and then basically I just draw that line all the way around the body, and that'll give me the stance of the car. That's the main thing, that to have a nice looking car so it looks like it's, I don't want to say done professionally, is taking to have the stance of the car figured out before you even try to mount on the body. Everybody tries to do it all at one time. That's typically why they don't look real well. There's something's out of scale, or it proportionally doesn't look correct. So no matter what it is, if it's you're running a late model body, a modified 1/32 scale, 1/24 scale, get the stance of the body that you want right out of the gate, and then mount the body to the chassis, and then cut the wheel wells out is the order. A lot of people do everything in a totally different order than that, and you run into problems. And I usually always recommend too is paint after the car is completely mounted. All your holes are in there, that way everything's lined up and you know what's what.